What is going on, y'all? Welcome back to Family and Fit, where we talk fitness and how to integrate it in your busy lifestyle. I'm going to use my head here to block my messy room back there. But, in all seriousness, happy 2019. I know I'm a little bit slow on the draw because, sometimes I'm a slow individual. That's just what happens, It's life for you. And I want to just go ahead and motivate y'all to make it to the gym, to start your workout session. That's it. That was super motivational, wasn't it? In all seriousness, though, if you're just now getting into fitness, make sure you do one thing. And this one thing, I promise you, will make the difference in the world, whether you stick with fitness or not. And that is that you must make fitness a must. Yeah. It's kind of musty in here. If you do not make fitness a must, then you are not going to stick with it. Like, that is the absolute number one thing that you have to do in your mind. You have to decide you're going to do this, and nothing is going to stop you. Nothing's going to come in your way. Like that's what it's really all about, is making that decision, that click in your brain that says, I'm never going back. I'm never going to stop working out. I'm going to integrate this into my life. I'm going to make this part of my lifestyle, my daily life for the rest of my life. And that's really what it's truly all about, as far as being able to get your foot in that door and be able to stay with it and stay consistent with it. Just you gotta first get the mindset to be there, to make it part of your life. The second tip that I have for you guys is to make sure that you're keeping things very, very simple from the get-go. And I would even go as far as say, don't try to diet and work out. Don't try to do both those things together, because it's two things that you're integrating into your life that's going to change your life. It's going to add complexity to your life, because it's complex when you're learning about something and whenever it's new to you. So I would either choose dieting, or I would choose working out. I personally believe that working out is the best way to go, especially for males, because you want to start putting on muscle mass as soon as possible. And muscle takes so long to grow, whereas when it comes to dieting, you can lose fat way more rapidly than you can gain muscle. Throughout your entire fitness journey as a male, you're probably going to only gain like 40 to 50 pounds of muscle. Like, that's going to be like 80% of what you're going to gain, if not 100% of what you're ever going to gain in muscle mass. And that's just because unless you're doing steroids, you don't pack on that much muscle in weight, whereas you can lose a couple 100 pounds in like a year or two. By the way, so I do have a few videos. I'll link them down below. And matter of fact, I'll probably go ahead and maybe even link up a playlist. I'll put some of my playlists down below in the description, and some of my like top videos for people who are just now getting started out, because I think there are very minimal things that you need to know to be able to get started with fitness and be able to see significant progress. What most people don't know, and what you don't realize with most things in life, but with fitness specifically, is that 80% of what you need to know and 80% of where your progress is going to come from three simple workouts. And essentially, you are going to be able to gain 80% of your gains from these three workouts. Now, it might be a total of actually 5 workouts, but they're all relatively the same. They have the same idea. That was one thing that I struggled with whenever I first started learning about fitness and was researching it, and basically started to obtain all my knowledge of fitness. Is I would be looking up how to grow your arms the fastest, how to make your chest grow, what are the best exercises for chest. And I'm sure a lot of y'all have done that, and during this period of time and during the very beginning of your fitness journey, you're going to want to do that. But I promise you, the video that I'm going to put down in the description, I believe it's something like the only 3 workouts you need to know. That video is literally about 80% of what you need. It's at least 60 to 70% of what you need, and it's 100% of what you need to get started and to start seeing results and to start seeing progress. I can absolutely guarantee you that, and it's not as difficult, but for some reason it takes somebody to become expert level before you can realize that most of the stuff don't matter, and the extra 20% of knowledge that I've gained is very useful, but it's not a must. It's not something that you have to be able to make this fitness journey work and be able to take your fitness to the next level. It's stuff that you need to take your fitness to the next level. It's not things you need to necessarily begin. It's things that you need if you want to try to do competitions and have one of the best physiques in the world. If not, you really just don't need it. You just need that 80%. That's all you really need to know. Tip number 3 is kind of going to follow up with tip number 2 of keeping things simple, and that is to not let things distract you and not going on rampages of research and just try to let all this stuff fog your vision of what you're really trying to do, and that is start and stick with it. You don't want all these outside things to be in your life coming in and just making it difficult for you to stick with it and make you feel overwhelmed. Like, that's going to make you quit. You don't want to feel overwhelmed, especially by just consuming way too much knowledge. Just go ahead and get started. Tip number 4. Now, I know this is going to be a big one for a lot of people and probably should even came higher in the list, but that is gymidation. I just made that word up. But that is basically when you're intimidated by going to the gym, when you feel like uncomfortable with going to the gym. It's a real thing. Like, and I'll be honest, like a lot of times, like I'll walk into a gym and I still feel uncomfortable. Walking into a gym, if you go to the bar, it's kind of like walking into a bar, and it's like walking into like a little corner bar, little dive bar that like it's always the same people in that bar, and then you walk in there and everybody looks at you, or you feel like everybody's looking at you like, who is this guy? Gyms are kind of the same way, because there's a lot of regulars in a gym, especially if you go to a gym that's not like a Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness is like, the judgment-free zone. But say, for instance, I'm in Crestline, Ohio right now. I went to a Planet Fitness here, and it's like hella people here are jacked. Like, there's way more fit people here than not fit people. It's like probably one of the most fit Planet Fitnesses I've ever been to. And at first, like, you just get that feeling like everybody's talking about you, or not necessarily talking about you, but just looking at you. And it's just, it's an awkward feeling, and it's hard to get past. But something that is definitely helpful, and something that'll get you past that is not giving a shit what anybody thinks. That's tip number 1 for that. The other thing is, put some headphones in. It helps you get in your own little world. Don't feel like you need to rush to like the first piece of equipment. Don't feel like you're in a rush to pick a piece of equipment. Just take your time, walk slow and leisurely, and just like look at the equipment, look at the sign on the equipment that shows you what muscle group that works out. Before I really even started researching into fitness and like I worked out in the past, that's what I would do. I would go ahead and I would just look at the machine. I was like, oh, that's what that works out. That makes sense. And then there would be certain exercises that I'd come across, and it was like, wow, I didn't think that would work that out. That's kind of weird. Be sure to just kind of take your time. Be confident about picking out the machine that you want to use. And another thing is if you watch that video that I'm going to link in the description, and you see those 3 movements, just find that machine there and go to it. Like, you can hit sets on that machine and then just kind of look around, and it'll take a while for you to, like, your brain to consume, like, everything that's going on around you and all the equipment that's around you. Like, I work at a lot of different factories, and I go to a bunch of different gyms, and I go to a lot of different cities. So it's like, your mind is overwhelmed by all this information that it's taken in. So that's part of what creates that gymidation. Gymtimidation. Yeah. That's what creates that. And it's just so much information to take in that you're just like, you get kind of frantic about things. And there's no reason to be getting frantic. There's no reason to be getting to get frantic over what piece of gym equipment to hit. You're not in a rush to pick out a piece of equipment. Nobody's going to be judging you if you're walking around looking at stuff slowly and just taking your sweet time. Now, in all honesty though, people are going to look at you a lot worse if you get on a piece of equipment and you just start using the piece of equipment in a way that's not supposed to be used at all, and you look like a chicken clucking over there. Like, if you look like that, people are going to judge you. People are going to look at you and be like, what's this guy doing? But if you're just looking around equipment, if you're just looking to like find that right piece of equipment, people don't give a shit. They're busy. They're doing their own thing. And if they're worried about you, I feel sorry for them. A 5th tip that I got for you guys, if you're going to be dieting, make sure the first thing you do is start counting calories. Like, you can do intuitive dieting and never really count calories and just go kind of based on hunger. Like, if you feel hungry a lot of times, like, you're probably in a cut, but you can't necessarily go by that. And so I would highly, highly suggest that you start counting calories, because by starting to count calories, you build the knowledge of knowing the caloric density of foods, which means how much calories are in a certain food and how proportionally the portion size of your food, how many calories are going to be in that, whether it's a fist or whether it's a fist size of food or 5 fist sizes of food. And how it's so much different between having a fist of chicken breast versus a fist of guacamole. Like, the calorie density is completely different there, and it's something that you need to learn and just kind of learn foods. You need to start building a relationship with foods. Hopefully those tips were enjoyable for you guys. Hopefully they're going to help you out with your fitness journey. Hopefully you found this information very useful and it cut out a lot of the BS, a lot of the stuff that you don't need, and it can really help you get started with your fitness journey. I think it's an absolute must to make sure you cut down on the amount of complexity. If you are kind of experienced with fitness, then go ahead and put down in the comments below if you have any tips or tricks to help newbies stay in the gym, or overall just people trying to better themselves. Now we're going to go ahead and switch over to the channel's 2019 goals and what we plan on doing for this coming up year. Generally, I love winging my videos, I think. I don't know if it's I hate planning out my videos or I love winging them. I definitely love, like, when you're winging a video and, like, just stuff is coming off the top of your head. Also, I feel like a lot of my videos end up being rambly. A lot of times I get done with the video and I'm like, there's a lot of things that I left out that I really wanted to put in there. And there's a lot of times I'll maybe, like, write down my video plans, and when I write them down, I just don't write down everything I should. Yeah, either way. So it's a lose-lose situation because the YouTube gods don't want me to make it. Done with my ranting. I'm really complaining here lately because I'm super stressed out. My quality of my videos have not been great. They've been super shit. I've been trying to work from out of town. Well, I'm working from out of town from a 9-to-5 job, but I'm trying to work from out of town on YouTube and put out content for you guys, and I've just been putting out crap because I do believe highly in just put out whatever you got, especially at a certain extent. It's like just like with fitness. Like, I'll go to the gym no matter how shitball the session is going to be after a certain period of time. Now, I do that because you got to make it to the gym. At some point in time, like, you can postpone a workout maybe because it's not going to be great at first, but you don't want to go past like 3 days without going to the gym. And I carry that same mentality through with making my videos. So if I reach like 3 days and I haven't gotten something at least recorded, I just record and I throw up whatever I can. Definitely bare minimum 1 video a week. Anything past that is absolutely, it'll go up. It'll go up if it's just straight garbage. I don't care. It's not that I want to put out bad quality content for you guys, because that's what's making me feel as bad as I am. And that's what brings me to one of my first goals, is to make sure I up my quality of my content. Now, it's like over and over and over again, I've continually struggled with my stuff just not working out, and that's why I talk about the YouTube gods and them not wanting me to make it, because I literally just did another video. Lighting turned out okay on this one because it was during the day, but the audio was out of sync again. So what I've realized now is that my phone is not reliable when it comes to me being able to utilize it for YouTube videos. It just does not work out for me. Now, I still haven't determined whether it's my phone itself or whether it is my mic that I have plugged into it. Maybe the mic is just too good, gives the phone too much information, and the phone just can't keep up with the amount of information that the mic is giving it. Point being is, I'm not going to be using my phone as my primary recording device anymore, which really is a bummer, because I got a nice little setup in my car, and it just works out really well for just doing like a little run and gun video. If I got something on my head or some tip that just came to me that I want to show you guys, I can do that real quick. Make sure you hit that subular button, because we have the goal of hitting 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I think we can definitely obtain it. We're at like 400 and something right now. I think 443. So make sure you're hitting that subular button. Make sure you're sharing this video to your friends and tell them to hit the subular button, because that's just our goal. Our goal is to improve this channel, make it as good as we possibly can, get better at every aspect of the channel, of the video part, make more videos for the 9-to-5ers that we originally started this channel for. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it if you stuck around to the end. It really means the world. We're putting in a lot of effort for you guys, and just seeing the views go up, just seeing the subscribers go up, it just makes us feel so good that we're actually putting in the effort for a reason, and that it's going for a true cause. Really appreciate it, guys. Once again, have a great 2019.